Hello everyone, live from the paddling pool, which is actually we got for the dog actually, Mealy. He's not in it at the moment. I'll spin that round. So I'm very much enjoying the heat. I'm a bit like a lizard really. I've lived in really hot countries and I've got quite a tolerance for very high temperatures when it's dry heat, so I'm loving this. But of course we've seen the complete hysteria in the media over here, where you'd think it was, you know, it was Hades or something, and not just a nice scorching hot summer day. But I do think, I put a post out actually just saying I think they've kind of over-egged the pudding on this one, and they've maybe forgotten the phrase, only mad dogs and Englishmen head out in the midday sun, or go out in the midday sun, whatever it is. We've got a long history over here of withstanding incredibly high temperatures, you know, in the sort of the colony days. The Brits were all over the very hottest places on earth, and you know, were always astounding the locals, who would be, you know, getting indoors and protecting themselves from the heat. But no, not our lot. They'd be out there carrying on. I mean, we see it anyway. Like, who is it that you see on the beaches when you're like overseas, abroad, in Spain, you know, wherever? Who is it you see going baking themselves like lobsters? Brits and Germans every time. So I think this this sort of scaremongering effort, it hasn't really had the impact that they were hoping for. In fact, I'm hoping it's kind of getting people pricking their ears up a bit and questioning, like, why on earth would they be trying to turn this into some big fear fest, when, you know, it's only, I think back in 2019 we had, we got to 38 degrees or something. Even then we didn't have this fuss. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm topping up my vitamin D and making the most of it, and I hope everyone else is doing the same. And you know, if you're not enjoying it, that you're able to keep cool and get through it. It's only a couple of days really, so I think this campaign of terror over a bit of sun, slightly over the top. Yeah, I've had a very nice morning. I've just been chatting to a couple of very inspiring ladies from further down south, in South Gloucestershire. It's a part of our Community Matters interviews that me and Sam do every week, and this one will go out, it will be next Friday. But it's yeah, really inspiring stuff. What happens when people get together. They met through a stand in the park and are now setting up an amazing school. It's an education project which they've called Adventure, and yeah, it's really exciting to hear, and it's just another thing that they're getting together, and out of necessity actually, putting these things together. And this is happening across the UK, across the world actually, and it's good to shift your focus onto that sometimes, or often, rather than focusing your attention and energy on all the shit that they're up to try and keep us under control. There's a lot of other really good stuff going on. So yeah, it was really lovely to hear about this yeah, amazing work that they're doing. There is a lovely breeze, you know. I think that's just one of my favourite things in the world. It's really dry heat, but a lovely breeze that just, oh, it just feels heavenly. And today, let's just spin that round, I've actually got completely clear skies, pretty much. There's a couple of wispy clouds, but I don't think those are from the you-know-whats. We did have a bit of that yesterday. Yeah, it's very clear. We've got the rain coming tomorrow, of course, which, to be honest, the plants could probably do with, but yeah, how is it where you are? It'd be interesting to hear from other countries. Obviously, in the other hemisphere, you're not in your summer now, but yeah, it's interesting to see whether this is being peddled in other countries that are actually used to these temperatures as a matter of routine. Yeah, Willow says it's colder in Australia. I bet it is. I remember being really surprised when I visited Australia. I think as foreigners, you've got this idea that Australia is just like this baking kind of desert all year round. And I remember being in Sydney in, I think it must have been August, and I was freezing and I wasn't prepared at all. I'd travelled over from India, so I had all my, you know, thin cotton like sarongs and all my Indian gear, and it was bloody perishing, and it rained. I was like, what is this? So yeah, I can imagine it's Sydney cold and wet as usual, you know. Yeah, the usual. Nothing new to see here. But yeah, so that's it from me. I just wanted to say a quick hello, and I will catch up with you very soon. Take care. Lots of love. Peace.